Hey everybody, my name is Malchi Harding. I am a Barbadian Magic player living in DC, and today I'm going to bring to you the continuation or the part one of a series of events where I'm going to be streaming while I catalog my Magic collection. I'm working from home as most of us are in these times, um, and here are my catalogs of cards. Actually, if we move the camera a bit, let me see if I can give it some mobility. Um, you will be able to see the rest of my inventory. I have this amazing starting tray from um, columns. So that's about 20, and it has four extra sheets, so about 24 options for starting. Here's my setup. I'm using my camera as well as I'm using my I'm using my webcam as well as my Samsung Galaxy S20. I'm using an Amazon Basics uh, stand or tripod to record most of my stuff. Now, heading back here, I'm going to lock this screen back into place. And I'm going to fiddle with this setup as I go based on visibility, based on how much you guys get to see and love the feedback as I go. So walking you through the beginning of the process or the conceptual phase of the process, I have a lot of cards. I build magic decks for standard mostly. That's my format of choice. As a result, I am always brewing. I have multiple copies of the what I consider the staples of the set. I may only have 3 to 4 Ugins, but I'll always have 7 to 8 gem razors, 12 migratory great horns, cards that fit into multiple decks without having to take a being without having to take a Archons of Sun's Grace and move it from Azorius Flyers into Jeskai Temple or Jeskai Control. These cards are reasonable enough that accumulating multiples of this allows deck building and deck construction to be easier, especially as a brewer at home fiddling. The other thing I do to maintain synchronicity across my decks is to utilize the same sleeves. Currently, I'm using Ultra Pro Deck Protector sleeves, and these ones here are glossy. They're matte on the back, but they have a shiny front. They're slightly different from my other sleeves in the front, but the back is the same, and I think for me that is a greatest sticking point. They will show up differently under the lights, whereas this one here you can see the bit of the glares reflecting here. This one is just a flat see-through sleeve, and there's not significant glare here. But when you look at the backs of these cards, I'm not sure how clear it is through the camera. There's not a difference here in the color, and that uniformity of the color to me matters more than whether or not there is a bit of a shine at the front. This allows me to move cards in between decks a lot easier. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to start through the cards um, that I'm preparing for the tournament on Sunday. This is a MTG tournament. It's powered by Aether Hub. Now, I usually use MTG Melee. Shout out again to a good friend of mine, Tarek, who helps the local community in Barbados run events during the downtimes, during the periods of COVID-19 when a local game store anime spot, big up to Michael, the owner operator of anime spot, who facilitates that process and allows us to have a space to play. And this store is more than just a storefront; it's a community. And for me, Magic the Gathering should be Magic the Gathering's community because that's the complete sentence there. So big shout out to Michael and Tarek for helping me on my initial journey, both with cards, with deck building ideas, and most importantly, a space to play. And Tarek actually streams on Twitch and has encouraged me to pursue these things. So let me get here. This will be a short video. I'm just testing the waters again. I have 10 copies of Gen Rager, 5 regular art, and 5 promo art Gen, 5 showcase art Gem Razors. These showcase art Gem Razors are surprisingly nice. The entire card feels different. It is much thinner than a regular Magic card. It definitely holds a different feel. So this carries a thicker design. I'm actually curious as to the implications on playability of these cards and if showcase cards are in fact tournament legal. I have to ask my friend who judges MTG events to see if I can get some feedback there. Any other person in the community can feel free to shout me and give me some of that feedback. But these are the cards here. I'm giving away a promo showcase gem raiser and a regular gem raiser to the third prize place player in this MTG tournament. That's Jim Rizzo. Um, we're cutting to top four and playing for prizes. Fourth place gets a play set of. I was saying the Temple of Mystery, but frankly, you can get any temple that you wish, a play set of any of the temples, just PM me at the end of the tournament. We can sort something out here because I've accumulated um, play sets of the temples in addition to my regular collection. As and some of the cards are in Japanese, but those are the triomes mostly. The triomes are in Japanese, and the reason for this is standard is losing its mana basis. The shocklands are rotating. I've heard whispers and rumors about other lands coming into standard. I can't speak to that. I don't know how accessible that will be for all of the color pairs. So I can only prepare by collecting the appropriate number of lands across the color spectrum so that I will be able to play kitchen top magic, kitchen table magic, and still go to my LGS without hurting for 20 and $30 lands based on scarcity. I try to collect as much as I can in a set. It's not always possible at optimal times, but especially during times like COVID-19, it was actually easier to acquire cards as the card prices did not spike as sharply as they would have in the past, given perhaps due to less playability out in the field. Now, what I have here is 2 copies of Ember Cleave, 1 copy of Emery Lurker in the lot, and these cards are going into my main collection, although some of them will be used for price support in the coming weeks. So feel free, anybody who's going to play in the tournament, anybody who's watching, if there's a specific card you would like to see on the prize wall, if there are things you guys are interested in, my collection is standard focus, but it is big enough that there is enough for me to share while maintaining integrity. Some of the chase rares, frankly, I'd have to order them, but I'm willing to do that to to promote the growth of the channel to help grow we community of players because there's a thing of scarcity and lack of cards in the card pool, especially in Barbados, especially where shipping is challenging with customs and so on. And anything I can do to help my community that helped me when I was starting out, 10 out of 10 times I'm going to do it. All right, the other 2 prizes are a Questing Beast as well as an Ember Cleave. And I know this week's focus has been very aggro. I promise the control players I have something for them. I do have alt art to Fairy Master of Time that I do not love as a card. However, I only have the one of this, so maybe I do something where the winner of the previous tournament has a bounty on their head, um, and if you beat them, you qualify for a chase mythic. Events like these kind of encourage players to play, even the casual players. Like there's no downside to participating, and there's always an upside. And I believe like Magic should be engaging and rewarding. Here are the Ember Cleaves. So there's going to be 1 Questing Beast and 1 Ember Cleave. Questing Beast is the higher value card, so this is going to the first place person, and Ember Cleave is going to go second. So first and second place are not going to lose out by any stretch of the imagination. I had considered a playset of Gem Razors, It depends on the interest in the tournament. If we get more than 8 persons, I can consider bumping up the gem reserves to 4. If we hit 16, I can double the price pool. These are things I'm willing to negotiate and work with the community who are working with me. Because as I grow, we grow. And things like Robert the Rich, I know Fires is banned, but I picked up a Japanese Fires of Invention that would look good on somebody's collector wall. So that's honestly that's it for now. I would definitely like to see uh, more engagement from the community, more feedback. That's why I'm putting out these videos. They may not be as clipped or as professional, but I believe in authentic Magic the Gathering content over everything, and I will get better as we get better. And I just want to continue to put content out there to engage with my audiences, to let people know that I'm here. I'm working on these tournaments. They'll be on Sundays, usually in the evening around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Free entry, a pretty decent price support if I do so still myself. We're looking to have 8 persons to fire. We cut to top 4 for prizes. You play single elimination for ranking, and that determines what prizes you get. But all of those things can be worked out. See the link in the description for the Ether Hub tournament setup or tournament registration. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch at Maj1106. Do all the regular social media stuff, do all the regular streaming stuff. Help me grow the channel, and I promise that I will help support with amazing content with diverse gameplay, diverse modes. I can stream Arena. I can play Paper Magic. My wife is an awesome Magic player. I can even coerce her to jump on stream with me sometime, and we can do a versus series. There's so much content here in my head that I just would like to get out into the world and share and represent as part of the community that has been good to me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay strong and be kind, and I'll see you all in the next video. That's all for now.